Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever in the world you are. I am in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and for me it is afternoon. Okay, so today's video, the purpose for today's video is, okay, first let me give the name of the video. The video is called Trump and his disinfectant statement. Now, I know that is very creative and original, but that's all I could come up with at this point in time. Okay, the purpose for this video is because I want to talk about truth, facts, and honesty versus interpretation and opinion. Okay, so the first thing is truth. So definition of truth. So of course I go to my favorite go-to dictionary, which is the Oxford English Dictionary, because I'm a dictionarist. It's the only dictionary that I think is correct. Okay, so truth. According to this dictionary, truth is facts about something rather than the things that have been invented or guessed. Okay, it's facts. Okay, then facts. What are facts? Facts is a noun, it's countable, and it is a thing that is known to be true, especially when it can be proven. Okay, so truth and facts, same thing. And then honesty is just telling the truth. So all of that is about truth. So versus interpretation. So interpretation is a noun, and it is the particular way in which something is understood or explained. Okay, it's in how it is understood or explained. And then the other one is opinion. Opinion is also a noun, and it is feelings or thoughts other than facts. So it's just, I feel like this and I think like this, and it's not facts. So the purpose is truth, facts, and honesty versus interpretation and opinion. And I am going to use Trump's disinfectant statements that he made recently to talk about this. Okay, so number 3, context and backstory of statement. Okay, so now I need to go to Trump's the statement he made. Now, I think a lot of you already know about it. You've seen it on videos, and some of us watched it live. I watched it live and everything. So this is what he said. I wish I could do his interpretation, but I cannot. I mean, I'll do an impression of him, but I can't. I'm not that good. So he said, so supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light. And I think you said he was talking to the medical expert there, Dr. Deborah, somebody. And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, this is Trump, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. That's everything he said to this woman. Okay, right. So I'm just talking about the words, what he said. Now I'm going to talk about what was his action. So when he was saying this is the press, this is us looking, this is the woman, this is how he was speaking. Okay, and while I'm doing that, I want to see my hair. Okay, it looks okay. He was looking at her and said all the stuff here. Now I can't do it because I need to look this way. I should have put my computer on this side, but bad feng shui. So, okay, so he's looking there. And then he continues and he says, and he's looking at the notes, because he's probably just reading, but then he says, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that? By injection inside or almost a cleaning? And again, he's looking at her and talking to her. Because that's a question. Okay, even you hear in my voice, it was even in his voice. The pitch of the voice went up like when you ask a question. Because you see, it gets in the lungs and it does a tremendous number on the lungs. So it would be interesting to check that. So you're going to have to use medical doctors. He's asking her, right? And then he says, but it sounds interesting to me. So we'll see. But the whole concept of the light, the way it kills in 1 minute, that's very powerful. So that's what he said. And everything he said was either reading or looking at her. Reading or looking at her. Didn't care about us at all. We were not, as far as he was concerned, we weren't even in the room. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking, whether that is as far as he was concerned, but from my opinion, and opinion is what again? Feelings. So from my feelings and interpretation, which means not based on facts, it was like he was like oblivious to us listening to him and to them. He was just focused on talking to her. Okay, right. And then later in the briefing, her name is Dr. Deborah Birks, the medical expert on his coronavirus task force. He asked her about the possibility of using heat or light to treat a COVID-19 infection rather than kill the coronavirus in the environment. And she said, no, as a treatment, not as a treatment, she replied. Okay, so you'll understand that. He asked about this concept of the ultraviolet light or the light, or the heat, whatever, as a treatment. Instead of just killing it in the environment, is there a way you can harness it into the body and kill it in the body? And she said, no, you cannot do it, not as a treatment. Please take note of that. So that's the context of the statement. It's the backstory. So now we're going to the next thing, the backlash. Of course, the media, they were there. But so this is what the statement is. So the media, what they did was, their headlines, most of their headlines were Trump suggests, Trump says injecting disinfectant, Trump suggests injecting disinfectants to cure coronavirus. Things along that line, like Trump tells people to inject or ingest disinfectants. It's all about, okay, there's too many here now. I can't go online, okay? But it's like watch Donald Trump suggest injecting disinfectant to treat COVID-19. So of course the media was running with that. He is suggesting, or he's asking, no, not asking, he's suggesting and he's telling people to inject themselves or to ingest disinfectants. Okay, this is what the media were doing. Then the people, not all, some people, well, a lot of people, well, maybe not, I don't know, I've not done the data, it's not in here, okay? How the public, some of them interpreted this. Again, interpretation is not based on fact, it's just what they see and this is what they think it is. And their opinion of it, how they feel about it, is that, and I mean, also based on what the media is feeding them, and then based on what I can see on social media, people's posts, people I interacted with myself, memes, people were thinking that Trump was saying to them, people, if you don't want coronavirus, go outside, buy disinfectant, drink it, or inject it. Like all of us now become drug addicts because now we all know how to, to use the needle. Inject it into your system. This is what people took away from this. Because we have to face the fact not all of us have very high IQs. Okay? Majority of people understood what was going on, but the rest were like, this is what they thought. They literally thought that you have to go to the shop now, and which is most interesting is, some of them even heard him say that you have to go out and buy Lysol. Okay, no other brand, just Lysol. And then, of course, bleach. The word disinfectant to these people means Lysol and bleach. Okay, a few people were a little bit more creative. They thought about, about Dettol. Others thought about Savlon. So, I mean, they were a little bit more, maybe their IQ was a little bit higher. But in general, people people heard him say, because this is what they told me. Even the memes, they heard him say, go and get Lysol, okay? Which I think, it's like, I mean, why push Lysol? I mean, why not push Dettol? I think Dettol is better, But okay, that's a bit off topic now. Anyway, so this is what they literally thought. That's why the lockdown is screwing people's brains up. But anyway, this is what they thought. In all seriousness. Because I spoke to a lot of people, and some of these people are not stupid. I mean, now they are, because their IQ kind of dropped a few levels. But this is really genuinely what they thought. They thought that he said that. And what is even worse is, or better, depends. Some people who didn't even watch the video, who didn't even hear him say this, just because they don't like him. They think he's a prick, he's an idiot, he's an arsehole. I can say more words, but because I don't swear. All those fabulous words, because they feel this about him. They just accepted that this is what he says, even if they did not even see the video or hear him themselves saying this. But anyway, that's where we are now in this world. We are at this point where this is how we think. Anyway, so that was the backlash. The media saying to people that he suggested to people that this is what they must do. And then people listening to the media and, oh, yes, yes, yes. Or some looking at him and, oh, that's what they're thinking. Okay, but so now I'm going to do a little bit of an analysis on what he actually said. Now this is where the facts and the truth and the honesty has to come in, because I want to be honest about what I heard, I saw. And I have very good hearing. I have very good eyesight, because I mean, I'm even wearing glasses. So, this is like not even natural eyesight. This is generated eyesight. So I heard what he said. I saw him on TV. I saw it live, and I've been going over and over and over. So I know what he said. So let me analyze this for you. So there's 4 ways you can look at everything he said. You can look at it from a linguistic point of view, English comprehension, body language, and science. So, linguistically, so let me see what he said. Now, if you look at what he said, there is never anywhere in his statement where it says, you, the people. Okay, it's not there anywhere. He just said, I said, which is him himself, and then he said, you said, which is he was talking to the doctor. There's you there, there's I there. The other people he referred to was, he said, so that you're going to have to use medical doctors. Okay, so he's referring also to medical doctors, so he's talking to them. And then later in the briefing, he asked Dr. Deborah Burks, so he also asked this woman, not me, you, people, no. Okay, so just linguistically, it was I, which is himself, you, which was the Dr. Deborah Burks. Again, Dr. Deborah Burks, he used her actual name. And he said medical doctors. That's all he said. He didn't say Celeste and the bus driver and my cat and my dog and my husband and you and no. So linguistically, this is who he was talking to. Then what he was saying is what is known as spitballing. Okay, now I forgot to actually get the definition of spitballing. Spitballing is like discussing ideas with somebody. Now, this is not about whether this is the place for him to spitball or not to spitball. This is not about it. This is just about the fact of what he said, what is seen, and what is heard. So he was discussing this idea with her, and knowing how this works, which we all should know, because we are all adults. I mean, like, hello, if you're over 18, you're an adult. How this normally works is he gets briefed before these press conferences. And so this is things that he already knows about. So when he is talking to her, it is because it is something that has already been discussed, and he is just, verifying, spitballing. And on top of it, throwing out more suggestions, which, should he do it? I don't know. Is he doing it? Yes. Does he have the right to do it? I don't know. But are we talking about whether he has the right to do it, he shouldn't be doing it? No, we're talking about what did he actually say. That's what we're talking about. So let's stay on track. Yes, I said it. Okay, so linguistics. Let me see what else I can pick on here about what he said. He also said many times, he said here, and I think you said you're going to test that too. Okay, that's a question. It's like, I think you said you're going to test that too. So question is not a statement. He is asking this person a question. There is no suggestion. It's a question. Okay, and then as usual, there were some technical issues. So if the angle is different, it's because I had to reset everything. Okay, so that was the linguistics. Anything else to say about linguistics? I already said, and the fact that she said not as a treatment, it means he was asking her a question and she responded. Note well, he was talking to her and not to you and to me. We were not in this conversation. So we were not being told anything. We just there listening, watching. Okay, right. So next thing is his body language. Now, his entire body language was like this. And then like this. And then like this. It was never like that. Never. So common sense would dictate that he was not talking to you. But it has been confirmed that a lot of us don't have common sense. Okay, so body language. Next thing is science. Okay, so the science, I don't want to get too much into this because, again, for some of you, it's like, oh, it's so irritating. Okay, anyway, right. So he spoke about the UV thing. So he was speaking it in a way that you and I would speak about science. And now we all want to pretend like, oh, he's such an idiot. Like we are like so intelligent, right? Oh, look how stupid he is, how idiotic. Yeah, but then so are we. Do you think you can go there and go talk about this UV thing, just, and you're not a scientist? No, you won't. Unless you are, then of course you can. But most of us are not. So, I mean, I guess that's why some of us didn't understand what he was going on about. Okay, anyway, what he was going on about, and I will link it down below, is that there was already, where's my notes? There's already this thing that has been going on for some time, even those days when they were trying to get to find some alternative way to treat polio, about the UV rays, etc., etc. I will link this below. It's by Well, David Brenner, who's director of Columbia's University Center for Radiological Research, said earlier this week that far UVC light can be safely used in occupied public spaces, and it kills pathogens in the air before we can breathe them in. So that's UV light for the space around you, not for in the body. But most approaches focus on fighting the virus once it has gotten into the body, whereas far UVC is one of the very few approaches that has the potential to prevent the spread of viruses before they enter the body. So this is a different thing. But just to let you know, there are scientists who are working on taking this concept, harnessing UV light, and I don't know whether it's the A, B, or the C one, because I didn't really study too much. I'm busy studying it now. Where they're trying to harness it actually in the body. They harness it and then put it in the body, whether it's through the skin, like the incubator, where they put you in an incubator, and like we've seen in these sci-fi movies. Talk about this. There are experiments going about this, so rest in peace all the animals that are dying so that we can live. It's because, of course, it's all experimental. They're not going to be talking about it, and he should not be talking about it. But again, whether he's talking about it or not, that's not what this is about. This is about the truth, about what he actually said. So anyway, that's the science of that. So whether he was wrong, he was being idiotic about it and all that, that's another question and another issue for another day. Okay? The other science was talking about the disinfectant. I think this is where everybody got all screwed up over stupid things. He's talking about the body. So of course, when you're talking about the body, you're talking about disinfectants that can go into the body. I didn't hear him once mention Lysol or bleach, Clorox, whatever. Not once. Maybe you guys did, because I don't know, maybe I got an edited version of the tape. So if you have a different version, let me know, because maybe I'm wrong. But I did not hear him say that. And again, because I am me, I know about biology and science, not a lot, but enough. So I knew when he was talking about that, I knew that he was talking about vaccines, because in vaccines there are always disinfectants or sanitizing properties, especially in flu vaccines. Formaldehyde is one, thimerosal is one, and in like hydrogen peroxide is in nebulizers for asthma, and also in certain kind of nasal sprays, because I get a lot of nasal sinus issues, because when I get blocked nose, and I know it's in the nasal spray. So I don't know, to me that's immediately when he said that, that's where my mind was going. My mind was going to, he's talking about, like the flu vaccines, where you need to get that kind of properties, and like to him, he thinks it's so easy. But anyway, that's not the point, that he thinks it's so easy. The point is that is what he was talking about. Now, whether you were hearing something else, maybe because I don't know, mine is probably edited, or you just don't know about how these things work, and you were misinterpreting what he was saying. Who knows? Okay, because when you watch this video, then you can think for yourself what was going on with you at that point in time. So anyway, those are the 4 things that I can analyze about what was going on there. Linguistically, he did not say you, me, or anybody. He was talking to the medical expert. He also referenced medical doctors all the time, so he was talking to them. Not to you, not to me. English comprehension. Okay, that's the one I left out. So again, it's to comprehend this, to understand what is going on here. So the understanding for me is that in everything here, he was spitballing with her. Spitballing means discussing ideas or things that have already been discussed, and they're just talking about it. Okay? Not suggesting, spitballing. And again, let me reiterate, whether this was the place to do it or not is not the issue. That is another subject for another day. Okay? Then the body language, like I already said, it was towards her. It was not towards you. It was not towards me. It was not towards the press. Irrespective of what he said afterwards, which again is another issue for another day. I'm just talking about that incident. And then, of course, the science of it. I will link the information about the sciences down here. If you want, you can go and look. If you don't want to, then just move along. If you just want to whack, 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 whack without the knowledge, then please go ahead. Okay? Anyway, I've done the backlash already about what the media said, and then what you see and what you hear and what you are misinterpreting. And the other thing is that I find after speaking to a lot of people and just from looking at memes, it's besides everybody getting all not understanding linguistics and not understanding English comprehension, not understanding body language, not understanding science, not understanding facts, and that everybody, well, a lot of people are suffering from Trump deranged syndrome. Now, my fear, okay, guys, I jumped the gun there, but my fear about this incident that happened is that truth, facts, and honesty is not relevant anymore. And why I say that is because from the media's standpoint, there is no truth in what they reported, and no facts. So they are not being honest to us. And the other thing also is that we, the people, even we are not honest with ourselves about what we see and what we hear. Even we are lying to ourselves. Even we are not being truthful. So this is where the fear for me comes in. Is that everybody is freaking lying through their teeth about events. I don't know what we think we're going to achieve by doing this, but this is what we are doing. We are doing it. Okay. So that's gone. We don't care about facts anymore. We don't care about truth anymore. All we care about is my opinion is this, my opinion. Yes, you can have an opinion, but you must know an opinion is just thoughts. I have a lot of opinions, but I know they are not fact. Sometimes they are fact-based. Okay, but we all have opinions and thoughts. It doesn't mean it's facts. It doesn't mean it's the truth. Like my opinion could be, yes, kill the Jews. That's an opinion. But if I said, yes, Hitler killed the Jews, that's a fact. Well, he didn't himself kill them, but he orchestrated the killing. So, but you know what I'm getting at? It's still a fact. So, poor Hitler always gets brought into the subject. And yes, I said poor Hitler because I could have used Idi Amin, I could have used Genghis Khan, I could have used the people, the Bosnian people's thing. There's many people I could have used, but that's just because that's the easy one because everybody understands that one. Right, okay, so, and the other thing why it also I fear is because the media has an overreach. And the media can sway public opinion, which again, if you look at the Holocaust, that is what happened. If you look at what happened in Rwanda and in Bosnia, that is what happened. So that's why I'm always a bit worried about these things. Because when the media starts doing this, it's not a good idea that we allow them to do this. And yet, when there are journalists who are really truthful and honest and bring us what we are supposed to hear, we put them in prison. And I'm talking about Julian Assange, for example, who tell the truth. And that we don't like. We don't like to hear the truth. Nope. Very scary times. Right. Then, and they do this to sway public opinion because, like things are now, the left in the West, in the US, they don't like Donald Trump. So this is what they do. And now the thing is, I'm not a US citizen, so I mean I don't really care what's going on there, but I care about truth. And the thing is, to me, I have no personal like or dislike for Donald Trump because I don't know the guy. I think he's very funny. I think he says stupid things at times, but There's a lot of what do you call it? What is the expression? There's something in the madness. Oh, I cannot get it. You guys will think later. Anyway, that guy, he's funny. Do I like him or do I dislike him? I don't have any dislike. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't like him. I don't, well, not him, but sometimes certain things he says I don't like. Some things he says I like. Certain things he says I agree with. Certain things, but I don't have this visceral about him like I see some of you have. You all are suffering from Trump deranged syndrome. That's what's wrong with you. It's worse than the virus. Because what happens is it clouds your mind. It plays with your brain cells. You lose brain cells because you're so worried about what he's saying, and then you cannot look. What he says blinds you. You become stupid. And therein lies his power, because he can make people stupid. Okay. Yes, people are making judgment based on feelings. Oh, I feel like this. Oh, I don't like him. Oh, I hate him. He's a prick. He's a this and a this. So then that obscures the truth. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense that you base things on how you feel. Truth must always win, even if it's truth that we don't like. Okay, and what did I say? People are making judgments based on feelings and not on facts. They hate Trump and they suffer from Trump deranged syndrome. True. So basically, yeah, like I said, my fear is that truth, facts, and honesty is like bye-bye. And I live in South Africa. I should be worried about my president that's a freaking prick, because our unemployment rate is at 29%. I don't know why the hell I should care about Donald Trump, who lives in a country and who's running a country where the unemployment rate is 4.4%. So I also have to get my priorities right, isn't it? So maybe you should do the same, right? Anyway, enjoy your lockdown and your shelter in place and your MCO, because I'm living in a country where we don't have any of that. We are quite okay to just die and take our chances. Well, I should put it the other way, to take our chances and just die. Because, the good news is not everybody's going to die. I might die, but it's okay because I fall in the vulnerable group. That's life. So, if you survive, good. If you don't survive, also good, I guess. Cheers.